I'm here at Cedar Creek Orchard, just outside of Picton, west of Sydney. It's an amazing day. I've come out to this farm specifically because I hear they grow persimmons, an ingredient I've used my whole career, but they're not really well known. And I'm here to see Mark and Damien and talk about apples, persimmons, but I think they've got a whole lot more going on out here, so come and check it out. So Mark, we're here at your orchard, and I hear there's a bit of a family affair. You've got your three boys out here.
Yep.
And your father planted the first apple tree.
He did. My grandfather bought the farm in 1937.
Wow.
So it was a poultry farm originally, and Dad decided in his wisdom that he didn't want to collect eggs. So he planted his first trees in the late 40s, early 50s. We grew a lot of apples in the day, but there's a problem with planting new apples on old apple ground. The tree never does very well, so we had to diversify into peaches and nectarines.
Okay.
So every time we pushed out old, non-productive trees, we planted peaches and nectarines or something else.
Yeah, right, okay.
So now we're growing, we've got about 17,000 peach and nectarine trees.
Wow.
Only about 4,500 apples.
Oh, wow, so they've taken over.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And nearly 9,000 persimmon trees. So.
Okay, beautiful. And the persimmons, you get the best, the best money for. You're actually the pick of the litter, are they?
We do, actually. The persimmons are always our bring-you-back crop.
And now you're doing juices as well. I can hear the juicer going over there in the shed.
Yep,
and one of your boys is in there producing all the juice.
Yep, we make 100% pure apple juice, no added sugar, no water, no preservatives. We pasteurize it so it's shelf stable.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's a good product.
This is awesome. Cedar Creek Orchard.
Yeah.
So beautiful part of the world. So that's why I'm guessing you couldn't escape. That's why you're still here.
Yeah.
Did you try to escape? Did you come back?
I think we all love it. We all end up coming back. I always thought I'd be off doing something else. I wanted to be a pilot when I was younger, actually.
Yeah, wow.
And ended up finishing studying and not sure exactly what I wanted to do. So came back to the orchard and, yeah, was staying here part-time just to get a bit of money and then fell in love again. I've got a couple of young kids as well, so we'll see. No pressure, but it's such a great place to be, and I grew up here as well, so I'm really glad that the kids can enjoy the orchard as they grow up, and we'll see what happens when they're looking for a job. I'll see if I want to keep them on.
And so it seems like you got it pretty dialed in, because peaches are November, December.
Peaches and nectarines, November, December, January.
January. Persimmons are...
Oh, well, then we got apples.
Oh, apples.
Apples in February, March, bit of April. And then persimmons are April, May, and if we've got a big crop, into June.
Oh, wow. And then you can reset and do all the juicing and everything in your downtime, is it?
We make the juice about 42 weeks a year, so...
So no rest.
No rest. No rest.
That's a farmer's life, isn't it?
It is. When we're not in production, we've got to obviously do all the pruning. We've got to plant new trees. We've got to reinvigorate the farm.
And then lots of your fruit, it's pick your own as well. So
it is.
So customers can come out here and grab a bucket and come out and pick their own.
Yeah, we run pick your own pretty much from November till this year, June. It's become a real family-orientated activity.
Yeah, because I think that's what we want the most. We want our kids to know, it just doesn't come from, a can or a bottle, or we want to know where it really comes from, the work that goes into it and the passion and, the generations that make it happen for us.
I'm third generation, my son Damien's fourth.
Wow, so, well, hopefully I can do the name proud, and maybe we'll grab a couple of persimmons and grab a couple of apples, and I'll try to whip something up for you.
Sounds good.
Okay, let's go. But farms are always twisting and turning with different economies and different ideas, and I saw the juicer just heaving in there. Tell me about that. Is that something you've always done? Is that something you brought in, or?
Yeah, well, my grandfather was actually the one that really helped us make that a permanent part of the business, because he built the machine that we're using today. So originally it just started as an opportunistic decision because we got hit with a hailstorm. And so when we couldn't sell the apples direct because of all the marking from the hail, we ended up needing to make some juice.
Yes, I think juice, you know, it's something that we all have in our lives every day. We see it on the supermarket shelves, but you never really think of the process it takes to get it there.
Yeah, well, we like our juice. We're pretty proud of it. We did 12,500 litres this morning, and so we make a lot of it, and we try and just keep it nice and fresh. So there's no added sugars, colours, flavours, preservatives in our juice.
12,500 litres.
Yeah,
Save some for me to cook.
Oh, we can use it if we've got it. Yeah.
All right, let's go and grab some apples and get cooking.
Perfect.
All right, Damien, I just want to show you something different. You know, I think you probably get a lot of people come picking apples, families come, and if they're going to cook with them, they probably always cook the similar things. Apple crumble, apple slice, probably leaning always towards dessert. But me being me, I wanted to kind of change it up a little bit, put a little bit of an Asian twist on it. So in Southeast Asian, we cook with a lot of green mango, green papaya, lots of fruits that have good texture in salads. And so I thought I would use some of these beautiful Fujis, chop them up, get that really nice, sweet, crisp texture and flavour in the dish. So it's going to be an Asian apple salad. And then we're just going to have heaps of fresh herbs, some radish, some green shallot, and then the dressing is going to be fish sauce, rice vinegar, something pretty tart, and just to really inject into that apple.
Sounds delicious.
So just make this quick little dressing. It's going to be some rice wine vinegar, which is a little bit different, some fish sauce. This is going to be for a nice salty, but also really fragrant flavour to the apples.
Good stuff.
And a little bit of sugar to just balance it. And I'm just going to squeeze some lime juice as well. I saw you on the juicer this morning when we arrived to the farm, and that thing was really cranking. Is that something you built, or did you buy that piece of equipment?
Really proud of that piece of machinery because my grandfather was actually the one that built it by hand.
Built the whole thing?
Yeah, him and his friend, who was an engineer, sat down, they had a photo of a similar machine and said, you know, we need to do something to improve the efficiency as the juice became sort of a major part of our business. So he had the photo there, he blew it up and sort of made some notes and went to town and built it. We can do about 12,500 litres in a morning now.
Wow,
And so
that's amazing. I've met your dad, and that was your grandfather.
Yes.
So how many generations has been out here on?
I'm now the fourth. So my great-grandfather started the orchard, and then my grandfather, so he went through the bush, cleared it all with an axe. Then he sold that timber to buy a bulldozer, and that bulldozer enabled us to continue to build and develop the farm.
You know, when you hear stories like that and you're a chef, you really appreciate, you know, where the produce comes from, the people who have grown it, how hard farmers work for us to then, you know, transfer it to the restaurant for our customers. And we look like the heroes in the restaurant, but I always just think we're kind of the middleman, you know. It's come from, there's a lot of work that's gone into the ingredients before us. So looking forward to trying some of these apples.
Nice fresh apples.
100 years old.
Yeah.
Okay, what I might get you to do, I've just got some fresh herbs here. If you want to just pick some of those leaves into the bowl here.
Sure.
And I'm going to try these
Broken up.
apples.
The smaller chunks.
That'll be good. So I've just got some fresh mint, some fresh coriander, and that's kind of the two herbs I always use in the restaurant. And I'm going to just matchstick these. Oh, they're so crisp and nice. These Fujis. And where do you see the farm? You know, you're now the fourth generation. You've seen it grow in so many different aspects from you know, what you were actually growing and producing to, you know, the come and pick your own. That sounds really, really amazing. So where do you see it going in the years that you're going to take over?
Yeah, so we've definitely seen a direction change for the orchard. Originally, we were purely picking and packing and sending into the market in Sydney. These days, it's very much more centred around allowing people to come to the farm and enjoy the place. And so we see that being the way forward for us. So we've been doing a lot of that pick your own. As we trying to work on more things, we're trying to get into a bit more tourism stuff. So a little bit of weddings, make the orchard a bit of a destination for people to come to.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's a really good place where people can come and spend at least half a day and then maybe go into the town and spend, you know, a bit more of the time there getting lunch or something.
Yeah.
Long term, I think we've got some plans where we need to submit some stuff to council and just get everything on board so that we can build a bit of a restaurant.
Oh,
and,
you're looking for a chef?
Well,
maybe I'll make the...
It's going to be a bit of a slow process, but we want to get there because my brother's got a cider business, and so he uses the juice that we're making on the farm and doing some cider. And so he sees a cellar door as a really good way, and quite often that's paired with a really good restaurant. So we're hoping that can be, you know, a bit of a cafe, cidery restaurant. It can be a great place for people to come, sit down, have a beverage, enjoy the orchard, the serenity, and just enjoy the time here.
Yeah, it's a beautiful part of the world. I feel people are more and more just want to get outdoors and get out of the city and come and take it easy, hang out, get some sunshine.
Yeah, it's a good spot.
So our dressing's done, our herbs are in. I'm just gonna add these Fuji's, and then I'm gonna add some radish as well, just to kind of add a bit more savory note, as well as some nice chopped green onions. And honestly, that's about it. And we're just gonna give it a good stir, mix it up. You've got that fish sauce in there to give a really savory note, mixed with the coriander and the mint. Then you got the radish and the green onions there to give it that nice, beautiful, punchy, almost spicy note. And then the apples there to just round it all out and cut it all back.
Looks so good.
So yeah, this is kind of, you know, something a bit different. I love to show farmers, you know, when you come into the restaurant or I see just all the different ways that your produce can be used. You know, I think it's pretty important to see the full process. That's why I love coming onto farms so much and seeing, you know, what it entails and what happens and what goes into it before we get it boxed up at the restaurant. Your dad said he gets out on the barbie. He said he's pretty good. So if your dad was grilling up some chicken or, you know, some fish or even a steak, this with it would just go perfect. Good, just like fits with everything. Great showcase of your beautiful apples. This is our Asian apple salad. Thanks so much for today. Had an awesome time meeting all the family. It was a
Thanks for coming. You can come cook for us anytime. It looks delicious and it's so simple.
Thank you.
Easy to do.